The GoPro buyout rumors are getting hot and heavy. There's more and more information coming out about this. Nick Woodman got on stage today at CES and talked more into depth about this and the company possibly being sold. We got to talk about if the company was sold, what price would it probably sell for? We also got to talk about like if the company was sold, like who would even buy them? Would anybody buy them? What's the realistic possibilities for all this? So this is the first time I'm actually talking about GoPro and I'm not a shareholder, so this is very interesting. I don't feel much different other than I feel freaking good that I got out of that stock. That's all I know. So we got a lot to discuss here, and it's a big deal because a lot of you guys are getting in this stock now. I've noticed like a lot of comments coming through. Jeremy, I'm getting in GoPro. Like, what price do you think they'll sell out at? What goes on in a buyout situation? A lot of this. Also, now that the buyout might come, a lot of people are interested. And why are they interested? Well, because generally when buyouts happen, they happen at much higher prices than whatever that stock's trading at right now. Okay. Usually, I mean, in my almost decade of being in the stock market, when a buyout comes, generally speaking, it's for 25 to 40% premium to what the shares are trading at that current time. So a lot of people are looking at this one, well, maybe they'll sell out within the next few months and I get to make an easy 25, 40% or something like that. So a lot of people are looking at that, right? So first we kind of got to look at all this. So at CES, which is going on here in Vegas right now, GoPro founder and CEO Nick Woodman took to the Engadget stage to dismiss the rumor it was seeking a buyer, but he also confirmed they're open to offers. Woodman even alluded to which companies he would be most interested in working with, hint, social networks. To someone who's followed GoPro closely for the last few years, as I have, the most interesting aspect was Woodman's change of language. Previously, whenever he would talk about, GoPro getting sold out, he would shoot it down pretty much right away. Now he's talking about being very open to offers and things like that, right? GoPro cut the price on the Hero 5 and Hero 6 by $100, which Woodman claims has now reinvigorated sales. He also hinted at the first new product in 2018. We have a new product coming out in the first half of the year that's going to be really exciting for our entry-level customers, he claims. Woodman claims, oh boy. So a new focus of a leaner, more profitable company is the route they're going, but there's also the pesky rumor of a buyout. At the heart, I'm an entrepreneur. This has come from Woodman now. At the heart, I'm an entrepreneur and I want to see GoPro succeed. I would be thrilled if the easiest, most efficient way to achieve this was through the sale of a company to a bigger business that could really help GoPro shine. He cushioned that statement a little by adding that the prudent thing to do right now is carry on as if we're going to remain independent forever, while he also said they're open to opportunities, but they're not actively shopping the business, supposedly. If he was seeking a corporate suitor, Woodman said he'd want one that can add scale. They can also add to their vision, which who knows what their vision really is anymore other than selling action cameras and VR cameras. He also mentioned that the social aspect of GoPro sharing, if there were a partner that could dramatically scale the reach, turn on new customers, and make GoPro more accessible, Woodman said, we'd be all over that opportunity. To me, it sounds like something of a social network rather than a hardware software company, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we got to get into all this here, guys. So first off, it sounds like Woodman's just marketing. If there's one thing Woodman is great at, he's a great marketer. I will never ever take that away from Nick Woodman. I think he's got one of the best marketing minds out there in literally the world. He built a $1 billion+ business that had a $1 billion+ valuation, right? Out of basically just being freaking phenomenal at marketing and kind of executing on a product that was a hot thing at that time. He's had tons of misexecution on those actual products and plus other product categories that they've gotten into. He's executed there many times and hired, maybe people that weren't as good as he should have hired, right? But as far as a marketer, that guy is freaking phenomenal. So it sounds like he's marketing the company basically as we're not desperate to sell, but we're interested in possibly selling. So you come with a strong enough offer and maybe we'll say, okay, we're gonna, and Woodman, he wants to get out of this. He wants to get out of the stock just as bad as I did. But for me, it was easy to get out. When you only own such amount of shares and so many option contracts as I did, that's freaking easy. I got out of that stock. Literally, I sold off all my options and shares within a 10-minute span. Not that easy for Nick Woodman to get out of that company when you're one of the biggest shareholders, unless you want to crash the stock to 50 cents a share or something like that. So the easiest way for him to get out on a mass scale of this is to sell off the company, sell off everything. He gets the, few $100 million he still has in shares, or $500 million. I'm not sure exactly how much he has. It depends on obviously what the buyout offer comes, if it comes. Now, first thing you got to understand, if you're getting in this stock because you think it's going to be bought out, right? you gotta understand it might not get bought out, guys. It might not get bought out. So if you're getting in the stock, you've got to really kind of believe in like the vision long term of this company, right? Which is really only an action camera company and VR company at this point in time, right? You've got to really believe in that vision if you're getting in the stock, because if you're just getting in for the buyout, realize it might not come, guys. It might not come. Maybe it does come, okay? Now, so let's talk about price first, and then we'll talk about like the companies that could maybe acquire GoPro if they even wanted to, right? In my opinion, if GoPro was to sell out and got bought out, I think it would be somewhere between $8. I don't really see them selling for less than $8, and I don't really see them probably getting much more than $12 a share if the company did sell out. Now, I think the shares are at like $6 now or something around there, right? So if you're talking about, you know, they sold for $12, it's almost 100% premium, which is crazy. The $8 range is more realistic, 10 somewhere around there. But like I said, I don't really see them selling for more than 12. I don't really see them selling for less than 8 at that point in time, right? Now, who would even be interested in this? Let's kind of go over the possible buyers, okay? The first one is not even really like a tech-related company, right? Yeah, private equity companies always buy out some of these companies, okay? That maybe they figure can start making big profits and whatnot, and they just kind of suck out the value of that company as much as they can over time, and really they don't even care if that company's really around 10 years from now. They just want to suck out as much value out of that company and kind of get it from there. Or what sometimes these private equity companies do, they'll buy a company, they'll bring in new management to hopefully fix the company, right? And they'll get that company back profitable, looking good, sales in the up and up, and they'll actually take that company public again, and they'll sell out when the company goes public, okay? So a lot of private equity companies do that, right? Then the other possibilities is there's always Apple out there. There's always been hints that maybe Apple could buy them, right? Apple could buy them. Apple's obviously majority a hardware company. GoPro is a hardware company, okay? You could say, well, Apple can make it really easy for you, you know, as soon as you upload as soon as your camera connects to your phone or whatever, your photos just automatically go into your photos like they would on your iPhone or whatnot. Like if they did something like that, that could be real interesting. The question for Apple is, do they really want to do that? Do they really want to do that? You can say, well, they bought Beats, but the Beats they bought more not just for buying Beats to buy Beats, they also bought it for the talent and whatnot around Beats, Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine and some of those guys, and to kind of build the Apple Music business, which is going to be the huge thing. Like the headphone business is nice, but the what they brought with the Apple Music, that's game-changing type stuff. That'll make them, you know, tenfold more money than what they actually put in that company, okay? But Apple's a possibility. I'm just not convinced of that one. Then we have something like maybe a Facebook could buy it. They just talked about Facebook in that article at one point in time. Facebook is not really so much a hardware company. Do I see Facebook buying it? Probably not. Now for Apple, it's like buying a soda, okay? But for Apple buying GoPro for maybe $1 billion or so, that's like them buying a soda. For Facebook, it's like them buying, you know, a Whopper at Burger King or something. Like it's like nothing, guys. It's like nothing, okay? But Facebook, I don't really see it. Then they kind of talk about Snapchat. Could Snapchat buy them? Snapchat could technically afford it. I think they have somewhere around $3 billion on their balance sheet right now, right? And maybe they pay $1 billion. It's not that much. But Snapchat, I think, is in a position right now where they're kind of viewing, we need all that money we can, because Snapchat might not be profitable for 2, 3, 4 years. Who knows if they'll ever be profitable, but it's not going to be anytime soon, more than likely. So Snapchat might be in a situation where they're like, we need our money right now to fund our own business before we go acquire other ones. Another possibility, and this might be the most realistic possibility in my opinion, if somebody did buy them, is Google, okay? Google is the most realistic company out there as far as who would actually buy GoPro. One, Google has like 60 or 80 billion dollars on their balance sheet in cash. It's just like, you know, maybe they don't have as much money as Apple, but still, spending $1 billion in GoPro, it's like buying a can of soda for them, right? That's first reason, but also GoPro and Google have had a relationship for a long time. GoPro's business was built so much on YouTube, okay? GoPro would have all these viral videos that would get millions and millions of views before companies were even thinking about a YouTube strategy. Like, that's one of the reasons that Nick Woodman is so fabulous at marketing, right? He saw the YouTube trend coming and he's like, let me jump on that. I'm gonna be one of the first companies to really take YouTube serious. And GoPro built the majority, in my opinion, the majority of GoPro's business was built on the back of YouTube in these videos. Almost every video GoPro would come out with, you know, we're talking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, every video pretty much they'd come out with would get hundreds of thousands or millions of views, and their big launch videos would get tens of millions of views. Like, look at their Hero 3 launch, their Hero 4 launch, even their Hero 5 launch, even their Hero 6 launch, which GoPro isn't nearly as big on YouTube as they once were as far as the amount of views they get and whatnot. Like, those videos would get ridiculous amounts of views, especially Hero 3, 3 Plus, and 4. We're talking tens of millions of views, and the business was really built on the back of YouTube. So they have a huge relationship there. Also, they did a big project together on as far as virtual reality cameras go and whatnot. And Google's obviously getting more and more into the hardware space. Google wants to become more and more of a hardware company rather than just a search engine, rather than just YouTube. They want to keep building upon all their businesses. So maybe you know, getting a GoPro brand in there and help them even accelerate their hardware business and understand some things that, you know, GoPro's been in the hardware business for nearly 15 years now. They've got a lot of experience there. They can help out GoPro and kind of, you know, or help out Google with kind of this whole transition there. So in my opinion, the most realistic buyer is probably Google in the end of the day. If they were to get sold, once again, they might not get sold, okay? And then you're with what you got there for a business or a private equity company. As far as Apple, Facebook, and Snap, I'm not sure about those ones, especially Snap. I think Snap really needs to save all the money they can as far as that goes, guys. But anyways, let me know in the comment section if you think one of these companies would even be interested in buying GoPro out, or if you think, you know, one of these would for sure buy them out. Let me know what price you think this company would get bought out. If you think they would get bought out, I would love to hear your guys' opinion in that comment section. Thank you for watching and have a great day.